Ezio Auditore is the most iconic character in the Assassin's Creed franchise, and his Brotherhood robes are arguably the most defining look for the character. The Brotherhood version of Ezio's robes has appeared in 9 mainline Assassin's Creed games since they were first seen back in 2010. Brotherhood was my introduction to Assassin's Creed, so for me, this is how I was introduced to Ezio, long before I learned of AC2's existence. Because of that, these Brotherhood robes have seen many different adaptations and interpretations across the years. From the colours to the textures and physics, it's amazing to watch how the same outfit evolves and changes with each adaptation, as game engines change and graphical fidelity improves. But what both excites and infuriates me about legacy outfits in Assassin's Creed is that for the most part, it's challenging to point to an adaptation that does everything correctly. For example, Ezio's Brotherhood robes in their original depiction feature these 2 red stripes on the back of Ezio's coattails, and this material, as seen in Brotherhood, is on a different layer to the white part of the outfit. Now in Brotherhood, this is excellently demonstrated when in motion. You'd think this rule would be easy to convey in future entries. AC3 got this correct and AC4 got this correct. Then Unity got this very wrong, making the red and white parts on the same layer. This trend of the red parts being stuck to the white would continue into Syndicate, Origins, Odyssey and Valhalla. I could be here all day, nitpicking every little detail that the outfit has gotten wrong in each game, but thankfully I've already done that in my series reviewing every outfit in the Assassin's Creed games, so if you want to hear those obsessive thoughts, then the card is on screen now. To summarise, however, the typical issues that these games get wrong with this outfit are the coattails being stuck to the legs, the hood being totally the wrong shape, the length of his collar, the texture of the metal used for his belt, the bracer either having a flat or raised texture with additions like bolts or brown accents for some reason, and in some cases the cape physics got a bit messy too with an odd frame rate, but that's, well, all of that considered, it's not too bad. However, there is one issue that every single version of this outfit has gotten wrong, even the initial version in AC Brotherhood, and that is the front of the coattails. As seen in the E3 cinematic trailer for the game, the front of Ezio's coattails are supposed to be 3 individual layers, which is best seen when he cuts down this horse rider. You get a good look at how the outfit's layers are supposed to work, and yet in the actual game, the front is stuck together, much like we'd see for the back in later games. Origins was the only game to give these front pieces any kind of movement, with a barely noticeable wiggle on the front, but aside from that, they have not moved in any version. All that's to say that a few weeks ago I released my feature-length review of all the outfits in Assassin's Creed Origins, and I got a comment from a user named @HadroXHun who pointed out to me that there was a version of Ezio's outfit that did in fact get everything correct, but it wasn't from the Assassin's Creed games. Ezio's outfit has appeared in other franchises before. We had the Soul Calibur version, and recently the AC2 version of Ezio's robes has been having a bit of a resurgence, showing up everywhere they possibly could, from Fortnite to Fall Guys. I plan on doing videos covering each outfit as depicted in other franchises, but I wouldn't hesitate to act on what HadroXHun showed me. This is Ezio's Brotherhood robes in For Honor, and the first thing you'll notice is that I am speechless. Thank God, because I can barely speak right now. Look at the front of the outfit, it brings me to tears. After over a decade of seeing the cinematic trailer for Brotherhood and loving the way this outfit moves, to see it fully realised in a game is unbelievable and something I thought I'd never see. Immediately, my eyes begin to dart around the outfit, looking for any kind of imperfections, and yeah, there's a few, but it's absolutely beautiful. The pieces on the back move separately, the bracer is entirely correct, although this version is based on how Ezio looked at the beginning of Brotherhood when his second blade was broken during the villa attack, so we don't get the double bracers from the marketing, but as an adaptation for the in-game look with the leather shoulder piece, this is spot on. Although there is a finisher in this game where Ezio uses both blades though, which is strange, and I'm very curious if the For Honor team looked at the in-game version of Ezio rather than the posters or the cinematic trailer, because as we'll see later, there are a lot of elements that line up more with the in-game counterpart. Now, I should say up front, I have never played For Honor, but through researching this outfit, I gather that some new animations were made to make Ezio's waist sash move more appropriately, and also with more swagger, which is something that obviously would have been a lot more time consuming to do in an AC game, as opposed to a hero-based game like For Honor. I did, however, see some criticism towards the lack of recolours for this outfit, as it looks like it only comes in the default white and red, which, whilst I can understand how cool it would be to recreate some of the recolours from Brotherhood, at least they put a lot of effort into getting the textures to be such a high quality for this default set. When I first saw gameplay of this outfit, I must admit I needed to get used to seeing the running animation, as I was so used to seeing the red parts of Ezio's coattails be this heavier material that doesn't move much, even in the games where they do at all. This version is flailing around a lot more, which is probably more accurate, honestly, to what this kind of material would do, which is pretty cool. Of course, For Honor is going for a much more gritty art style, so in this adaptation we do have a lot more creases on the suit, so it does look like it's fresh out of the cupboard. It needs an iron, but I do like how it looks honestly. I think giving it a more tangible texture helps to sell the outfit as more of a real world design, and it's something that would only work in modern games where the technology is up to scratch. Now, there are a couple of things and changes that I'm not too sure about, like for some reason Ezio's cape has this stitching around the outside, and it makes it look like it's made of a heavier material instead of being a light cloth. I can't imagine this version fitting so snug when Ezio covers himself with it, although I imagine this was done for the war-torn feel. The hood also appears to be made out of this same heavier material, so it doesn't move around like the rest of the outfit. There's this shot in the cinematic trailer when Ezio turns his head and the cloth of the hood moves with him, and I still don't think we're at a point where that can be recreated in a game, so going for a heavier material that's a lot more sculpted, like how the Brotherhood hood looks in-game, is a fine replacement, but still not 100% there. That said though, this outfit also puts details in that no other version has, like the bracer has these little bits of rust around the raised parts, and that makes it stand out so much more, and it just looks good. And just to emphasise how much of a drastic shift in quality this version of the outfit is, let's look at the last time the Brotherhood robes were featured in an AC game. Yeah, the Valhalla version of Ezio's robes were laughable at best. Mods could have done a more seamless version than this. They couldn't even be bothered to create a new hood, they just slapped Ezio's texture on top of the wide Valhalla hoods, and it looks awful. At the time of making this, AC Shadows doesn't even have any legacy outfits, which shows just how little attention they've been given in the last few years. I think the biggest takeaway from this video is that Ubisoft can do it. With a fresh pair of eyes, this outfit was translated better than any of the previous games in the mainline AC series, and all it would have taken was a little bit more effort or time to deliver something truly worthy of Ezio's legacy. If legacy outfits do return to Shadows for free, then we can't complain too much as it's free content. However, if legacy outfits become paid in the store, then I think we have a right to demand nothing but the best from Ubisoft to warrant spending a dime on previous outfits. The legacy of Assassin's Creed matters, and this is just one small way of winning back your fandom and respecting what came before. So what do you think of this outfit in For Honor? What's your favourite version of an Assassin's Creed outfit that isn't in an Assassin's Creed game? It could be anyone's from Bayeks to Altair's. Which one do you think was translated the best outside of the mainline games? If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to see more Assassin's Creed content, and I will see you in the next video.